Welcome, cadets. I am Commandant X Rothro, and I am very proud to welcome you to Starfleet Academy Command School. Ever since Starfleet Academy was founded, the United Federation of Planets has sought the best and the brightest from over 1,000 worlds.
We'll make it, Captain.
2 years ago, we put out the call once again and challenged you to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Space docking procedure is getting longer and longer every time.
Now, I'm sure you've all heard a lot about the Starfleet Academy simulator. Those who excel will become the starship captains and command crews of tomorrow. But first, you must learn the grave responsibilities of command. It is now my distinct honor to introduce the new Chief of Command School.
I'm Captain Hikaru Sulu. I'll be with you the next 2 years before I take command of the USS Excelsior. It's my job to create the Starfleet captains of the future. I will test you on your ability to manage your crew. Remember, you will no longer be judged solely by your own conduct, but also by the conduct of those you command. And now, my close friend and our distinguished guest, Captain James T. Kirk.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to Command College. You've just embarked on the most challenging course that the Academy has to offer, and also the most rewarding. It is often said that command school cadets are the best of the best, and it's also said that I commanded the best ship and the best crew. Truth is, there's no such thing as the best. One ship may be brand new, state-of-the-art, but it also has countless bugs to work out. Another ship may be 100 years old and shake like a rattle, but the bugs are long gone, and that's why she's 100 years old. Same goes for your crew. They may be technical wizards, but if they can't work as a team, their skills are useless to you. When you meet your crew, you'll find 1,000 abilities and talents and flaws all crackling against each other. And that's where you come in. Those of you who succeed in building a team will be among the elite few to take us to the stars. Good luck, fair weather, and never forget that risk is your business.
Cadet's log. First entry. Cadet David Forrester logging on. Today they took us for a tour of the simulator, and for the first time, I met my crew. That's Jeffrey Corin, my navigator. He's from one of the wealthiest families on Alpha Centauri. Rumor has it he was up for command school, but didn't take it because he doesn't like the responsibility of command. Of course, rumor also has it that his photon torpedoes never miss. At the helm is Jana Acton. She's from the mining colony on Rigel 12 in the Levantine Expanse. She hasn't had an easy life. They live pretty rough out there, especially by Federation standards. My engineer is Robin Brady, from Colorado, on Earth. He's a quiet guy, but I'm told he can tear apart and rebuild a warp drive in record time. Over by communications, that's Vanda Bicea. She's the oldest daughter of a prominent Andorian ambassador. Most Andorians never expected her to take on a heavy responsibility like Starfleet. My science officer is Sturek, from Vulcan. I worked with him in some computer classes last year. He's brilliant, even by Vulcan standards.
Cadets,
we're scheduled to complete familiarization later this morning, and this afternoon we fly our first real simulator mission, our trial by fire. Let's hope we're ready for it.
This is Trekzone Plays. And you can get exclusive behind-the-scenes info and first-play access to all Trekzone podcasts by becoming a member today. Click join on every Trekzone video on YouTube. Go to the trek.zone/support or scan the QR code on screen throughout the show.
Good afternoon, crew.
Hey, hello, dude.
I asked y'all to meet me here so we could get acquainted. Did everyone get a drink?
Yes.
Any chance of something stronger?
Not on my salary. So, you want to sit down?
Sure.
So, what did you think of Rothro's speech today?
Well, I didn't agree with Rothro. I mean, you can't invent a rule for every situation.
Perhaps not, but statistically speaking, the current Starfleet regulations have brought the Federation unprecedented success.
I don't think we have a choice here. If we don't follow the established procedures, we simply invite chaos.
Starfleet's not perfect, Jana, and neither are the regs.
Perhaps not, but I didn't apply to Starfleet because I thought I knew better than the best minds in the Federation.
Well, maybe you didn't, but I know I have something to offer to Starfleet.
Why did you get into Starfleet, Corin?
I bought my way in. Hey, don't look so surprised. There's a 2-for-1 sale on shuttlecraft today.
Look, Corin, this may be a joke to you, but it is a privilege to be here at Starfleet. I worked hard to get here.
So, Jana, how did you get here anyway? Stealing the local shuttle or just hitching a ride on your garbage truck?
Both of you stop!
She can't take a joke.
No one acts like this on my crew.
I'm really sorry.
Look, maybe that's enough getting acquainted for today.
In the interest of completeness, I suggest we hear from Robin.
Oh, right. Robin? What about you?
I wasn't even sure I wanted to join Starfleet. I was happy working on the weather control satellite monitoring systems. Starfleet's a lot more socially complex.
Socially complex.
Corin?
Sorry.
I just want to be able to serve, that's all.
I concur. When one has the capabilities that are of use to the many, service is the only logical response.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And we'll all get that chance. To the crew.
To the crew.
Here, here.
Once you're out of direct communication with Starfleet, you'll face challenges we cannot anticipate. Your ship, and maybe even the entire Federation, will have to live with the consequences of your decisions. Now, despite the events presented in the first 2 simulations, we are not just testing your combat ability. You must be able to make well-informed decisions.
Come in. Hi, Jana. Have a seat. So, what's up?
It's about Corin. He's out of control.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you didn't like Corin.
This has nothing to do with my personal opinion of Corin. But I think he's hurting the team's morale.
Look, I understand your concerns, but we're all still new at this. For now, Corin stays.
Look, it's not that I mind Corin going out with that cadet. It's just that he wasn't even interested in her until he found out Robin had a crush on her.
Hold on, what cadet?
I'm talking about Faith Gage. Haven't you heard about her?
No, I've been too busy with my studies. Look, I'll check into it, okay?
I'll be in the simulator.
Cadet's log, supplemental. Apparently, I'm expected to monitor the love life of my crew, as well as lead them. Cadet's log. I was looking for Captain Sulu to hand in my weekly reports and possibly get some advice on the Corin and Robin situation.
He thought it was a miracle, but I said it couldn't have been God. He was commanding the Enterprise at the time.
Sir! My report, sir.
At ease, cadets. Commander Chekov, meet David Forrester. He just might be what you're looking for.
Ah, nice to meet you, Cadet.
And you, sir. I didn't know you were teaching at the Academy.
He's not really an instructor.
I'm here to develop some new simulator missions. I've had a few unorthodox ideas. By the way, Cadet Forrester, do you know your way around the simulated neurofeedback bipolar resolution assimilator?
Well, I was in the top 10% of my computer class, sir.
Tell me, Cadet, do you know what a Cossack is?
Well, I think they were horsemen. On the Eurasian continent of Earth in the 18th to 19th centuries, sir.
That's good. Very good.
Excellent. You might be exactly what I need.
Commander Chekov needs some help with his simulation testing.
It should be a simple task for such a well-informed student as yourself. Report tomorrow to the science lab.
Commander Chekov, sir. I think I found the problem right here.
Ah, yes. Well, it's not really the problem. It looks
Cadet's
to me...
log, supplemental. Well, I solved a tricky recursion problem in the Romulan cloaking simulation, and my fate was sealed. Commander Chekov asked me to assist him on a regular basis. I do have to admit, though, it's pretty amazing to see the simulations from the inside, as well as from the command chair.
Can you believe Rothro's speech today? He really pushed the follow the regs, be a good little soldier idea.
You're right, Frank. It's easy to pay lip service to the regs, but when you're out there, the best captains have to play by their own rules.
Look at Kirk. He broke the regs all the time, and look where that got him.
Yeah, he was brought up on court-martial charges.
And he came out of it just fine.
But because of the court-martial, he was demoted from admiral to captain. I do not believe within human culture that is considered to be just fine.
David, when you're a captain, won't you want some flexibility?
No. I think everything I'll have to deal with is probably covered in Starfleet regs.
Look, David, regulations like the Prime Directive are fine for the idealists in the Federation. But if Starfleet faces an overwhelming threat, then we need to do whatever is necessary.
Bicea is absolutely right. The Federation expends too much of our resources coddling all these uncivilized races.
The Federation is not hurting for resources.
Forrester, these other races don't value the same things we do. They don't deserve the slack the Federation gives them.
Which other races would these be, Frank?
The Klingons, the Romulans. Those races are aggressive and vicious. And here we are, still trying to keep the peace with them.
I agree with Milan. If it had not been for the Organian peace treaty, we would have seen the complete destruction of the Klingon Empire.
Why are you taking this so personally, Bicea?
I don't want to talk about it, David.
Come on, Bicea. We're all on the same side here. You can tell us.
Yeah. Well, when I was a child, I had friends who were in the massacre on Lursen Prime.
Oh. But that was before the Organian peace treaty.
Klingons, Organians. I'm really not up for this kind of debate. I'll see you guys later.
Right.
I concur.
Bye, David.
Jeff, you got a minute?
What's up?
Look, we need to talk about your performance.
Look, I know my evaluations aren't the best. But there's so much to do here, and it's hard to find time to study.
Jeff, there is nothing more important than your studies.
Okay, fine, Forrester. I'll try harder.
Don't you think you should study now?
I think I should be going now. I've got friends waiting for me.
Cadet's log, supplemental. Well, there sure is a lot more about this job I still need to learn. Cadet's log. Last week was a really hard one, but I feel my crew's performance is beginning to improve. Corin. Corin.
Hi, David. What's up?
Weren't you supposed to be studying the nav sims tonight?
I studied a couple hours and I needed to take a break.
Your scores in the simulator haven't improved that much.
We've been through this.
And we'll keep going through it until you deliver what you're capable of.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I want you to study nav protocols for 3 hours before our next mission. Corin, what's wrong?
Look, it's like this. If I don't try hard, it doesn't matter if I fail. But if I study hard and I still don't make it.
What about the rest of us? You know, we're doing our best, and we're getting nothing from you.
Look, David, I can't guarantee anything, but I'll try.
Good. Cadet's log, supplemental. Not my best moment as a commanding officer. Cadet's log. Despite my best efforts, Robin continues to isolate himself, and it's really hurting his performance. Corin's grades are so low, and this morning I was called into Rothro's office.
Enter. Cadet, I understand you have a busy and full schedule, but that does not account for your performance in the simulator. I expect much better from you and your crew.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen Corin's ratings for this simulation?
No, sir.
Corin's ratings have improved dramatically, but there's still an issue with Cadet Brady's performance.
I'll talk to Robin about it, sir.
Good. Robin is technically proficient, but has trouble meshing with the team. Additional study won't improve his scores. He needs to feel comfortable as a member of your team.
Sir, what happens if Robin's scores don't improve?
The only way Cadet Brady's scores won't improve is if he can't handle the simulator. His classwork's fine. It's your job to make sure he does well in the simulator.
Dismissed.
Bicea, what are you doing here?
David, I am not going to...
Dismissed, Cadet.
Yes, sir. Cadet's log, supplemental. I'm worried about Bicea, but until I get a chance to talk to her, there's really nothing I can do.
Hello, David. Faith Gage.
Oh, yes, Faith. How are you doing?
Good. Do you mind if I sit?
No, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm glad I have a chance to talk to you. You know, Corin talks a lot about you.
Well, I'm glad you came by. I wanted to talk to you, actually, about one of my crew, Robin Brady.
Yeah?
Are you two...
No. I have him in a few of my classes, but other than engineering, he doesn't seem to have many other interests.
Well, he's pulled his head out of a Jeffries tube long enough to develop a crush on you.
Yeah. He's a nice kid, but I couldn't possibly be interested in someone whose whole life is dilithium matrices.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to get him out more.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions?
Well, yeah, why doesn't he join one of the groups on campus?
David, have you been watching the news?
No, why?
Rother's been repeating the announcement every 5 minutes.
Official confirmation that the Federation colony on Bicea was destroyed 2 days ago by unknown forces. There are no survivors.
Bicea had relatives on Bicea, didn't she?
Yeah, her mom lived on that planet.
They better give her some leave time.
Well, Bicea was one of the disputed worlds, wasn't it? Right along the Klingon neutral zone?
Correct. Before the Organian peace treaty, both the Federation and the Klingon Empire had a claim to Bicea.
Vander, you must feel awful.
Bicea, I'm sorry.
Thank you, David. All of you for your concern.
We can put our missions on hold during your leave of absence.
That won't be necessary.
As your captain, I could order you to take some time off.
You would be exceeding your authority.
Bicea.
I am going to study now.
Wait a minute. Fascinating.
Cadet's log supplemental. Now what am I gonna do? Cadet's log. Despite her recent loss, Bicea came through just fine in the last sim. So I guess Starfleet knows best. Although I'm still very worried about her. On the other hand, Robin's scores continue to drop. Enter. Robin, come on in, have a seat.
David, you want to talk to me?
Robin, I want to talk to you about the team.
I thought everything was going okay.
Oh, it is. But I want you to spend more time with the team. Outside the simulator.
Do I have to?
Robin, we want your company. At least come to our poker games.
I never know what to say to the others.
Don't worry about saying anything. The rest of them can talk enough for the both of us.
How am I supposed to get anything done if I'm socializing? What? Am I supposed to stay out all night like Corin does?
You gotta find a balance. Just like Corin.
I don't like socializing. I like transporter matrices, matter-to-energy conversions, the new replicator theories.
Robin, the best place for you to learn all about that is here.
I'm not sure I'll ever fit in.
Look, if you leave the academy, you'll never know how good you could have been, how far you could have gone.
That's not fair. This is easy for you. You fit in. Everybody likes you. Everybody really likes you. You must have noticed by now that I don't fit in.
Robin, sit down, okay?
It's really hard on me.
That's why you need to socialize more. Look, the only way to fit in is to go into that lounge and face them.
I'll try, David. I'll try and socialize more.
Great. And then maybe we can talk about some of those replicator theories you're working on, huh?
I'd like that.
Okay. Look, I'll see you in the lounge, okay?
Thanks, David.
Cadet's log supplemental. You know, just when you think you're handling a problem, another appears. This time it was Bicea again.
The Klingon Empire had nothing to do with the loss of the Bicea colony. However, there is bitter justice in the colony's failure. The Federation should never have put fragile Andorians and humans on such a hostile world. Only Klingons could have tamed Bicea.
Liar!
What about the energy readings on Bicea? Didn't they show Klingon disruptors destroyed the colony?
The trace energy on Bicea was similar to the patterns made by Klingon disruptors, but that does not conclusively prove Klingon involvement.
Oh, so was all those other races on the Klingon border that used disruptors.
Why are you defending the Klingons, Sturek?
Though I regret your personal loss, I must point out that Bicea was not a particularly important colony, nor was it strategically placed. It is illogical to assume that the Klingons would start a war in a world that would gain them so little.
Well, isn't that just like a Vulcan? Using logic to deny the obvious.
Face it, Milan, you've lost this argument.
We need to change the Federation's whole approach toward the Klingons.
How? By going to war?
Look, the attack on Bicea was an act of war. We cannot let it go unpunished. If you ask me, the Vanguard is the right answer.
The Vanguard? What's that?
It is a group that is as tired as you are of the Federation's response to outside threats. The Vanguard says it's time for humans to take care of humans.
I see. And what about all the other races that are a part of the Federation?
That's just what I'm talking about.
What's that supposed to mean?
The races inside the Federation already live the right way. It's the races outside of the Federation that are the problem. Well, I better be going. I got a Xeno Psych class.
See you later, Milan.
Sounds fascinating.
Sounds frightening.
They might be possibly just what the Federation needs.
Well, look, I don't know what the Federation needs, but I need a drink.
Here, here.
Starfleet finally struck back. The Klingons have gone too far this time. Those marauding,
What's going on?
The USS Sentinel just fought a couple birds of prey in the neutral zone.
The engagement ended inconclusively, with no ships destroyed and no loss of life.
He wants to start a fight.
The captain of the Sentinel showed the Federation how a true Starfleet captain acts.
Hey, Milan, since when are you the authority on captains, cadet?
What's the matter, Forrester? Are you afraid that you actually might have to fight someday?
Are you afraid your facts won't support your story?
Leave him be, David. I can't believe you're supporting him. He's making sense.
You're wrong.
No, you're wrong. You're the one who... I liked the other David Forrester better.
What are you gonna do?
Trouble with the crew, Forrester?
Listen, you handle your crew. I'll handle mine. Come on.
We need a captain like Kirk to avenge Bicea.
Cadet's log. I asked Captain Sulu about Milan's Vanguard speeches today. He said that Starfleet follows the policy of IDIC, infinite diversity in infinite combinations. This means we have to respect Milan's beliefs, even if we disagree with them. I've got to admit, it's hard to respect a belief that doesn't respect the rights of others. But I'll try to do my best for the command staff and for Starfleet.
The Federation Council President formally apologized to the Klingon High Council over the aggressive actions by the USS Sentinel. What? The Klingons concede that the discharge of weapons was based on a misunderstanding.
Oh, I don't believe it. They sold us out.
Face it, Milan, you're wrong.
But the Federation apologized to butchers.
Sit down.
I'm not gonna sit down. It's the Federation's future that's at stake here. I can't watch this.
He is way out of line.
Lofty words for someone who refuses to get involved.
I'm worried about her.
Me too.
Andorians are different, David. Their ways with dealing with grief have nothing to do with being calm. This Ice Queen act is bizarre.
Yeah, it's unnerving to see her so controlled.
David, it's affecting the team's performance.
How do I get her scores back up?
I don't know. It looked like she did much better in the last mission. What happened before that?
I don't know. Thanks, Jeff. I'll think about it.
Sure.
I'm still getting some distortion. Try the next processor.
Yes, Commander.
Good morning, Commander.
Greetings, Captain.
Still trying to get that thing to work. Brought you the specs on the new Klingon heavy cruiser. Why don't you plug it in, see how she flies?
Right away, sir. Cadet. Captain, this is Cadet David Forrester.
Glad to meet you, Cadet.
It's an honor, sir.
About last night. Kid looks nervous.
Goodbye, sir. David, is there a problem?
Well, it's my crew, sir. It's a lot harder to manage them than it looked on paper.
Sometimes Starfleet gives the most challenging cadets to the most capable command school students. Bringing out the best in them brings out the best in you. It's an old Russian technique. David, what is the problem?
It's my communications officer, sir. She has a personal problem that has her ready to blow up. But she suppresses it. It's bringing down her work in the simulator.
Before I joined the Enterprise, I had a commanding officer on Bendiri 4. She had a very hot temper. But she thought getting angry was unprofessional, so she would hold it all in. Whenever she did this, we knew we were in for serious trouble. If you want to help your communications officer, you must encourage her to express her emotions in a more appropriate place, outside of the simulator.
How do I do that?
That's for you to figure out. But if you've made it to Starfleet Command School, you've probably made somebody angry before. Try to do it again.
Thank you, sir.
Carry on, Mr. Forrester. We've got to get that Klingon ship simulation running by this afternoon. And keep your nose out of the ship performance specs.
Yes, sir. Sir, does that mean that...
Never mind what it means.
Aye, sir.
It's just more proof that Federation leaders are weaklings. They're giving away our colonies and allowing the Klingons to massacre our colonists.
That theory doesn't hold water, Frank. Klingon colonies along the neutral zone are being attacked too.
Those are just rumors started by the Klingons to cover their tracks.
Cadet Milan, assemble your crew and report to the simulator immediately.
Let's go.
Thank goodness. I can't stand that self-righteous creep.
I know. Hi, crew.
Hey, David.
Hey, has anyone seen Sturk lately?
No.
Yeah, David. He had a project to work on in the lab. He said he made us in the simulator. Good. So, is everyone ready to take on the Klingons again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That will be acceptable.
That reminds me, I told him I'm meeting him in the lab. I'll see you guys later.
Right. Robin, would you help me with those subspace equations?
Sure, Jana. It's pretty simple once you know the overload. Bicea, before we go, I think we need to discuss your conduct in the simulator lately.
You don't have to be concerned. I am fully in control now.
That's what I'm afraid of.
What?
Look, as long as you hide your feelings, by staying this calm on the outside, you're a threat to the crew.
How can you say that?
Because it's true. You're bringing us down in the simulator.
That's insane! I've done nothing to endanger our standings.
Yes, you have. Going into a mission when you're too busy suppressing your rage to do your job is affecting all of our standings in the Academy.
Are you trying to start a fight?
Face it, Bicea, you're screwing up and it's affecting all of us.
David, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. I really have been bottling things up. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
I'll shape up, I swear it.
Yeah, I know you will. But in the future, try to blow up a little bit now and again, you know, so I don't have to make a trip to sickbay. And in the meantime, let's just pretend this little thing didn't happen, okay?
Yes, sir.
So everything straightened out now?
Oh, I think you're going to see a big improvement in the team score.
Absolutely.
You know, I wish I'd have known hitting you would bring up our scores. It'd have saved me a lot of study time. You two sit down. Let me get you a drink.
Cadets, it's my distinct honor to introduce Captain James T. Kirk.
Thank you. Out there, out there, whether we like it or not. We have enemies, and you'll be the ones dealing with it. I've heard some cadets say the Klingons are unthinking animals. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not true. Animals don't run star empires. The Klingons may appear brutal, but they also have a deeply rooted code of honor. Study it, understand it. You may prevent the loss of thousands of lives. Let's look at a recent skirmish between the Klingons and the USS Sentinel.
Cadet's log supplemental. The lecture was long but riveting. But it was after the lecture, when Captain Kirk took questions, that the best part occurred.
Yes. You have a question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a great honor, sir.
Yeah. What's your question?
Sir, the Klingons have never fully abided by the Organian peace treaty. Why don't we put an end to them once and for all?
Nice and simple. Well, if you're here looking for simple solutions, you're in the wrong place, Cadet. And I think we'd take it personally if they felt the same way about us.
David, ask him how he gets away with violating the regs.
Captain Kirk.
Yes, Cadet.
Sir, do you believe in always following the Starfleet regulations to the letter, or reinterpreting them as you see the need to do so?
Are there some regs you're thinking of violating, Cadet?
No, sir.
Regulations are for perfect situations. It's up to you to make them fit the imperfect ones. That's why we don't send computers into space. We go with them. We temper them with instinct and improvisation. That's what we do best. The Academy can teach you how to apply the regulations to regular moments, but life in space is made up of thousands of hours of boredom, offset by abject moments of terror. When that time hits, it'll be you, not regulations, dealing with it. That's a regulation chair, Cadet. Why don't you use it?
Cadet's log. The program Chekov gave me today is fantastic. I thought the Romulan-Tholian Gorn alliance was bad enough, but when he threw in this race called the Anastasian...
Stark, can you hear me? Stark!
Dave, the attack on Bicea. What? I had proof of. I have to...
No, come on, you won't last 10 seconds in there. It's toxic smoke in there. Come on, I'll have to find another way.
Cadet Forrester, your quick action saves Jurek from serious injury. Unfortunately, that won't save him from an inquiry.
Are you suggesting Sturk blew up the lab, sir?
Well, we must consider that, Cadet.
There are martyrs in every struggle, Cadet.
On behalf of my crew, I protest, sir.
Noted. Sturek is confined to quarters pending investigation. He'll have permission to work with you on team projects, but that's all.
No other context, sir.
I thought I was speaking English. Would you rather hear it in Klingon?
No, sir.
Any questions?
Sir? Do you have any idea who or what might have been behind all this?
We can't comment on the specifics of the investigation until the Academy releases its report. But I can say that an explosive device was detonated in the lab. It was no accident.
Who would want to bomb the Academy, sir?
That's what we intend to find out, Cadet.
Consider yourselves dismissed, cadets.
Aye, sir.
The latest outrage is this explosion at Starfleet Academy. This mysterious laboratory explosion is the latest in a series of deceptions from Starfleet. It is time we knew the truth. This accident destroyed all the vital evidence linking the Klingons to the savage attacks on our colonies along the neutral zone. But why would Starfleet send vital evidence to Earth in the first place? They say they wanted it examined by the scientists at the Academy. The truth is that the public can more easily believe a student accidentally blew up the evidence than a civilian scientist at a proper Federation laboratory. But Starfleet made a critical error. The one who was at the lab was a Vulcan student. And we all know that Vulcans are living machines. They're incapable of making mistakes. Why would Starfleet pick a Vulcan to deal with the
Hi, crew.
Have you been listening to this? I can't believe they're broadcasting this.
He has a right to his opinion.
You've got to be kidding.
Janice, sometimes you have to sound extreme to make your point. Otherwise, people don't listen.
What?
They're saying Sturek blew up the lab.
How is Sturek?
He's fair. How are the rest of you holding up?
We're doing just fine.
Look, I've got some different news. There's a no-win scenario coming up. It's supposedly impossible to beat.
Is that supposed to cheer us up?
Well, one cadet did beat it. James T. Kirk.
So there is a way to beat it.
Well, if he could beat it, so can we.
Let's win this one. Okay, David?
Any ideas how we actually do it?
Well, David, you met Kirk. Maybe you could ask him how he did it.
Why not?
Right.
All right, knock it off. Look, I better get going. I'll see you later.
This is only part of the shadow politics attempted by alien members of the Federation to keep the natural leaders of the Federation from finding out the truth. Starfleet Academy has stonewalled our request for information. We know the Vulcan cadet was working on evidence from the Bicea incident. Why is it being kept secret? These unanswered questions raise doubts about any story coming from the Federation Council.
In further news from the Starfleet Academy explosion, there were no injuries. However, damages are extensive. Sources inside the Academy report that the unidentified student involved in the blast could be dismissed from the Academy as soon as next week. In other news, rumors of sabotage among the planetary...
Jeff, David. Starfleet's hanging Sturek out to dry.
Even Starfleet's not immune to political pressures. What if they sacrifice Sturek to make their problems go away?
We won't know until it's too late to save him.
We have to help him. We're a team.
Yes.
Let's break into the lab and find out what really happened.
David, Kirk said you can violate the rules if your cause is just.
He said you have to be willing to pay the price. Are you willing to get kicked out?
To save Sturek from being sacrificed? Yes.
Absolutely.
In a heartbeat.
Look, we don't know if he really is being sacrificed. So we can only use legal means to find out.
How?
Look, we all have legal access to different parts of the Academy computer, right? Well, if we look carefully, we might find something that's been overlooked.
David, you could use your science lab access to legally find out about Sturek's secret project.
Good idea.
Thank you.
Are you sure?
Yes!
David?
All right, let's do it. Now, let's plan this out. First, you. Cadet's log. While I was working with Chekov on the new Klingon heavy cruiser simulations, I couldn't get the no-win scenario out of my mind. But I also promised my crew that I would try to help Sturek. I took a chance to look through the non-security database, looking for clues about the lab explosion, when I found something I never expected to see. The saboteur had created a back door that let him turn on and off security. It was Robin Brady's access code.
Cadet Forrester, please load in the Poznikov series, session 14 through 42.
Yes, sir. But, sir, aren't those really old missions?
As the wolf said to the songbird while devouring the old peasant, sometimes the oldest things are the tastiest.
Sir?
An ancient Russian folktale. Haven't you loaded those missions yet?
Right away, sir. I can't, sir. There's a tangle of code in here plugging things up.
From where?
I don't know. It looks like a heavily encrypted chunk of data spliced right onto the programming codes of a mission. Commander Chekov, I have a question for you.
What is it?
What is this?
I think I'd better let the captain explain that.
Certainly brings back memories.
But, sir, isn't reprogramming the simulator against the rules?
I think I'll leave the captain to explain.
After I beat the Kobayashi Maru, the administrators talked about tightening the rules, but they never did. In fact, I got a commendation for original thinking.
Captain Kirk, would you be offended if You were no longer the only cadet to beat the no-win scenario?
Well, you still have to find the right solution.
But if someone used this to cheat, sir, the Academy wouldn't be able to test how that cadet handles a no-win scenario.
Cadet Forrester, I hear you're science officers in the brig. Has anyone in your crew been pushing you to get him out by breaking the rules?
Yes, sir.
It looks to me like you already did face a no-win scenario. A real-life no-win scenario. And you did the right thing.
Thank you, sir.
Try to keep quiet about this, okay? And will you please get my Klingon advanced heavy cruiser working?
Wait, sir?
Yes, Cadet Forrester.
Which option did you choose, sir, on the Kobayashi Maru?
The winning one.
Cadet's log supplemental. I had an important decision to make. In the file, Cadet Kirk explained that he had 3 options. One involved reducing the Klingon artificial intelligence so they would fight dumber. Another was to make the Klingon ships weaker and easier to kill. The third was to program the Klingon captains to fear and respect him personally. The third option was the hardest, because it was the easiest one for the instructors to catch him on. I finally decided to program the Klingon captains to fear and respect me personally. I barely had time to finish programming the Klingon advanced heavy cruiser for Captain Kirk before I had to report to the simulator to face the no-win scenario, the deadly Kobayashi Maru.
Enter.
Cadet Forrester reporting as requested, sir.
The mission simulator shows signs of tampering. Explain your performance in the Kobayashi Maru scenario, Mr. Forrester.
I reprogrammed the simulator, sir.
Why did you cheat?
Because I don't believe in the no-win scenario, sir.
Cheating by reprogramming the simulator does not necessarily violate the letter of the law, but it does violate everything we've been trying to teach you. Therefore, we have decided to take disciplinary action.
I accept your judgment, sir.
However, before we decide what to do with you, we must resolve another problem.
Cadet Forrester, what would you be prepared to do to clear Sturrock's name?
I'd fly a garbage scow against the battlecruiser, sir.
It won't take that much sacrifice. We're just going to put you on probation and let it be known that you're about to be expelled from the Academy.
What?
David, we believe Zurich is innocent. But there is evidence to indicate that one of your crew members may have been involved in this incident.
Cadet Brady is confirmed as being in the engineering library at the time his access codes were used. We doubt if he's the one who set the bomb.
At ease, Cadet.
To find out who, we'd like to have you undertake a covert mission for us.
We'll explain that you're on probation. We'll tell the cadets that we found some vital clue as to the identity of the bomber, and that we're examining it in the science lab's compound analysis section.
Then you get to complain about how unfairly the Academy has treated you. Hint that you're looking for a way to get back at us. A lot of the cadets know you've been working with me on the simulators, and that you have access to the lab.
Now keep in mind, Cadet, that if you agree to assist us, you cannot talk to your team about this mission.
So, what do you think? Are you ready to take on the challenge?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Cadet. You are now officially on probation.
Dismissed.
It's not right. It's just not fair.
We have to do something.
David, one thing I've learned is that sometimes you have to bend the letter of the law to learn the spirit of the law.
Exactly.
What if the evidence against you were to disappear?
No.
I won't let the rest of you get expelled to try to help me.
Well, Forrester. Guess this makes you a civilian again.
You're about a millisecond away from sudden death, Milan.
We were just leaving. We don't want to break up your pity party.
Look, you guys better get going. You have to prepare for your sim tonight, okay?
Yeah.
Hello, David.
Faith.
Can I sit?
Sure, sit down.
I heard about what the command staff did to you. They're completely unfair.
I know.
Look, David, I've got a problem, too. I visited Robin the day before the explosion, and I spotted a schematic for a homemade bomb.
You think Robin planted the bomb?
I don't know. But when I heard they found some new evidence, I was worried. I don't want to see anything happen to Robin. David, we gotta break into that lab and see if they have any real evidence against him. Now, you know the lab's access code, and I know where to look for the evidence.
Okay. Let's break into the lab.
Good, okay. I'll meet you tonight after our nebula analysis seminar.
Perfect.
Okay, great, I'll see you then.
See you, Faith.
Can you get me into the computer?
Sure.
Looks like Robin used his access code the day of the break-in. They've got a picture of Robin entering the lab.
What? What are you doing?
I'm deleting it and any other copies they might have. Wait, there's more.
What is it?
It looks like the remains of the bomb are in locker D7. Could you go get it?
Sure.
There's nothing there.
You were the bomber. Why, Faith?
We never meant for it to go this far, but we couldn't let Sturrock finish his project.
We?
You could still work with us, David. You could still join the Vanguard.
I can't do that, Faith.
I could kill you. No one would even know you were here.
That's not gonna happen, Cadet.
Was it really worth it, Faith? You've ruined your career, your life.
It's not about me. It's about survival. Survival of the Federation.
Let her be. It's over. We'll take her now.
But what if she's right?
Cadet Forrester. David. It is about survival, but not like this.
We finally got some good news. Sturrock was officially cleared of all charges today. It turns out the bomber was Faith Gage. Corin and Robin are really shocked.
Enter. At ease. Cadet Sturrock, you are officially cleared of any suspicion of sabotage. Cadet Forrester, the charges against you have been dropped, and you are reinstated in Starfleet Academy.
Your cooperation has been invaluable and above the call of duty. You have the appreciation of the entire command staff.
Thank you, sir. But I still don't understand all this.
Sturrock was studying ship fragments found on Bicea. He discovered that a complicated neural network was etched in the molecules of the fragments.
I postulate that the fragments were part of a cybernetic life form, which I call the Merclanti, after Joseph Merclanti, 22nd century revolutionary in the field of cybernetics. The Klingons have nothing like it.
But what does that mean?
It means the ship is a life form.
If Sturrock had proved this theory, the Vanguard would have lost a powerful propaganda weapon. So Cadet Gage blew up the lab. Then the Vanguard took advantage of their own sabotage to cast doubt on the Federation.
But what about Sturrock's investigation, sir?
All the evidence was destroyed. The explosion cost us the only chance to find out who the attackers were.
Captain Kirk has left for the Bicea system to see what can be discovered.
Well, gentlemen, I think these cadets should go back to the business of being cadets. Dismissed.
Aye, sir. Aye, sir.
Congratulations, David.
Thank you.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you for standing by me, David. I know you did it at your own risk.
Well, Mr. Sturck, I just didn't want you stuck in your quarters anymore.
Actually, I found the confinement invigorating. I was able to devote more time to training.
Even being confined to quarters can't make a Vulcan.
Sturck, you're overworking yourself.
Vulcans have excellent stamina.
Look, it's not your fault that the proof was lost. If anything, it's mine. I should have gone back in there and pulled out your data.
David, you would have been killed, just like I would have.
Yeah, but now thousands of people are being killed in these random attacks. I could have taken action and stopped these massacres by now. Now our chances are slim.
Don't be so sure of that.
Sir!
There was another attack along the Klingon neutral zone last week. I directed the search of the planet and found these fragments of the attacking vessel sheared off by the planetary defense system. A few of them show the molecular etching that Surik discovered.
Starfleet scientists have fully examined these fragments and have concluded that the molecular etchings could not constitute the cybernetic neural network that I postulated.
Yeah, I didn't agree. I wanted Stewart to have another chance to prove his theory, so I persuaded Starfleet to turn the fragments over to him for the rest of the academic year.
It will take a significant amount of work to establish whether my theory has any validity.
Well, Mr. Forrester, you're his team leader.
Sturck doesn't need my permission to take on special projects.
But I do need your assistance.
Why?
I need to simulate the remainder, and your experience with Commander Chekov might make it possible to finish before graduation.
What do you think, Captain Kirk?
I'm not here to tell you how to spend your time, Cadet Forrester. I'm here to extend a command opportunity. It's up to you whether you take it or not.
We have an unparalleled opportunity to study these fragments. No other lab in the Federation has state-of-the-art computer simulator equipment and the Merclanti cybernetic remnants.
I'd be glad to assist you.
Good luck to both of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It is agreeable to have your assistance. I shall endeavor to explain my findings to date. Look, this is not just random molecular crystallization.
So we can simulate the rest of this matrix to figure out how it works. I don't know if I'm good enough to do that.
I know you are.
Well, I guess we'll see. Cadet's personal log. I'm afraid I haven't seen much of the crew lately. There just aren't enough hours in the day for studying and practicing in the simulator and helping Sturck complete the Merclanti simulation. This week, I think I'll work on the Merclanti project.
Look, this is not just random molecular crystallization.
So we can simulate the rest of this matrix to figure out how it works. I don't know if I'm good enough to do that.
I know you are.
Well, I guess we'll see.
David.
Robin, what's wrong?
I went to one of the Vanguard's meetings.
You what? Why did you do that?
Faith Gage took me a ways back, and you told me to get out with the other cadets.
I didn't mean them.
I know, I won't go back, but David, I saw Bicea there.
Are you sure?
She didn't see me, but it was her. She looked like she fit in real well with them. She's not even human, and they accepted her. Why would the Vanguards accept an Andorian?
The real question is, what do they want from her?
Well, she was telling them how she thought the Klingons should pay for all the massacres along the neutral zone.
And then having an Andorian, the daughter of her ambassador, on their side would give the Vanguard credibility.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know, Robin.
No problem.
But from now on, stay away from the Vanguard, okay?
I will. They wouldn't let me back in anyway. They use a telepath to determine who's a true Vanguard supporter. Once they looked into my mind, I could tell they were being very careful about what they said around me.
All right, I'll handle it. Just don't go back there.
I won't.
Come on, we're late.
I gotta get to the simulator.
I'd better put in some work on the project with Sturck. I don't understand. We have different fragments from all over the Merclanti vessel, but they all contain the same set of etched structures.
That is not entirely correct. There are old pathways and new pathways in the metal, with some overwritten or blocked off. Though their appearance may seem the same, their actual function would be far different.
But that's assuming something actually travels down these paths. They're too small. I mean, look, at best, only the most basic subatomic particles could travel down them.
Though we may be on the wrong track, we should run a series of simulations to determine which subatomic particles do go down these paths.
Cadet's log. I'm very disturbed by Robin's report that McGee is working with the Vanguard. Answer. Bicea.
David, you wanted to see me?
Yes, I did. Bicea, are you a member of the Vanguard?
No.
I know you've been to their meetings.
I'm sorry. I lied to you, David. But I was trying to protect you.
Protect me? How?
Some of the Vanguard think you're okay because you seem to be friends with their hero, Kirk. But others like Milan would prefer to see you stuffed into a warp drive.
Bicea, sit down. Why did you join them?
After Bicea, I went to the Vanguard meetings. They had all the answers that I wanted to hear. But then Faith framed Sturek, and now the Federation and the Klingons are moving towards peace. The Vanguard is moving more and more towards violence.
Why didn't you tell the brass about this?
Commander Sulu's policy is to wait until the Vanguard makes a mistake. He's waiting for the Vanguard to do something illegal before moving in. The biggest problem is I don't have any tangible proof. They're very tolerant when I'm around, but the core members of the Vanguard trust only humans.
Well, then we'll have to get somebody human to infiltrate them.
You're right. You can do it.
You want me to join the Vanguard? Look, Bicea, it wouldn't work. Even you said they hated me.
The Vanguard knows you're working on something secret with Sturek. You could pretend you discovered something that the Federation covered up, something that turns you against the Federation.
I don't think that would be enough.
It has to be enough. It's the only way.
Milan would never believe me.
Fine. It's not gonna work. Besides, they have a telepath. She'd spot whatever was planned in a heartbeat.
Well, telepaths aren't always that reliable. But Vulcans are.
Please, David. They believe Captain Kirk supports them.
I think you're crazy. But, okay, I'll give it a shot.
Good.
So I asked Sturek about ways to fool the Vanguard telepath. He told me Vulcans block telepathic probings by concentrating on intense experiences. It wasn't always effective, but it was better than no defense at all.
Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be. What I didn't expect was for him to use the Vulcan mind meld to give me those experiences.
Mind meld?
I wasn't sure if I wanted to go through with this, but I'd given Bicea my word I'd infiltrate the Vanguard.
Fascinating.
Cadet's log supplemental. I still have to decide next week's schedule. So I think I'll put in some more time on the Merclanti simulations.
The reports are in. No measurable change in the matrix.
Are you sure? None of the electrons made it down the path?
The results were identical to the proton and neutron simulations.
But they were the perfect size.
David, the simulation has failed.
Try anti-electrons.
The matrix would explode. Matter can't exist with antimatter.
Do you have any better ideas?
Perhaps. First, antiprotons. As expected.
Try the anti-electrons.
Attempting the simulation now. Nothing.
Wait. It's working.
Fascinating. The edge pathways appear to be channels for controlled positron bursts.
We did it! We did it!
This evidence clearly exonerates the Klingons. The Merclanti matrix constitutes a technology far beyond anything the Klingons possess.
Come on. We've got to tell Sulu and Rothro that whatever attacked those colonies was not Klingon. Come on.
Look, Forrester. McGee may buy your story, but I don't. Why do you really want to join the Vanguard?
Captain Kirk convinced me. He discovered the Klingons were behind the attacks on Bicea. But the Federation Council threatened to strip him of command if he went public.
And the mysterious alien ship?
Sturrock and I fabricated some evidence.
You helped capture Faith Gage.
That was personal. She nearly killed one of my crew.
I'm picking up a memory from 8 years ago. A Lieutenant Alan Forrester, his uncle, was killed by a Klingon bird of prey. The colony was later awarded to the Klingons, just like Bicea. His belief in our cause is quite strong.
He certainly hides it well.
I'm better at playing Starfleet's game than you are. Where do we go from here?
We do nothing. Devolution Day begins in less than 1 hour.
Devolution Day?
Bicea, it will be the end of the Federation as we know it.
How?
Oh, you'll know when it's time. But when it's over, we'll be able to place Kirk in power as the ideal leader of the new Federation.
Why wait? Kirk believes in your cause so much he might join.
Are you serious? You know him that well? How long would you need?
I can have Kirk here in a few hours.
You have 1 hour. That's the deadline. You better be able to deliver, Forrester.
Oh, I will.
Stop the countdown.
Why?
We don't want to incinerate Kirk on his way over, do we? Go ahead. Use this to give Kirk your message.
Bicea.
It's been nearly an hour. Where's Kirk?
Don't worry, he'll come.
We've given him enough time.
I told you, he'll be here.
I'm not waiting any longer. Give me that. I'm restarting the countdown.
I hear there's a group willing to take on the Klingons. Well?
It's an honor, sir.
Get to the point. What's your plan?
We've set bombs in the offices of key Federation officials. Once they're gone, we're ready to step in to restore order immediately. Sir, you will be presiding over the new Federation.
Better have planted those bombs well. Federation security is no joke. Let's see your layout. Incendiary bombs planted in public areas near Starfleet security. Planetary defenses and the Federation Council. Detonation in less than 1 hour. Very thorough, Mr. Malad.
Thank you, Captain.
You want to know what we're fighting for? The future. Galaxy is filled with murdering Klingons. No one has the courage to stop them. More unaligned worlds brutalized by Klingon forces. I say, enough! You are the new blood that will stand up to interstellar barbarians. Ever since the Organian peace treaty, the Federation has been a wolf with no fangs. Hostile aliens nip like dogs at our heels. And what do? Nothing. Every day of peace brings us closer to the end of the Federation.
Forrester's betraying us. Traitor, he's trying to blow out the timers.
But yeah! Give me the phaser now. Put it down slowly. Slowly. Back up against the wall. Alien dies first.
Stop.
Oh, please, don't tell me you're a traitor, too.
Forrester lied to you, but he betrayed me first. If you want me to be your new leader, his punishment is my call, not yours.
Yes, Captain. Aye, sir.
This isn't set to kill.
It isn't?
No. It's set on wide-angle stun. Prep for security. Need a security detail beamed to this location. Nice work in disarming those bombs. Now, I don't know about you, but I could use a drink. Have you ever tried Saurian brandy?
It's amazing, but with all that's been happening, I still have to prepare to graduate from Starfleet Academy. Sturrock and I had better finish our simulations quickly. This is not good. Even the Universal Translator is stumped.
Interesting. The Merclanti matrix only seems to respond if we mimic its cybernetic patterns.
It's as if the Merclanti are sentient but have no real language. It could be an autonomic function, but not real sentience. They could be like cosmic parrots, like mimics.
Parrots do not build spaceships. We must keep trying.
Cadet's log. Well, looks like I'm still in the academy. There were times I thought I'd blown it, but now I think I've made the right choices after all. Speaking of choices, I spent a lot more time on the simulation than on my class studies. I might not graduate first in my class, but I just felt that Sturrock and I were too close to an answer to give up.
All known sentient creatures are neurologically wired to use language. But the Merclanti appear to have no language in any conventional sense.
But we get a clear response when we mimic its actions.
True, but irrelevant.
But you said there were old pathways and new pathways. Why would that be unless it were changing? Or maybe, well, let's try this.
Fascinating.
Oh my God! We did it! We did it, Sturrock!
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
I know almost had
Bingo. Enter. Now, gentlemen, please explain your findings.
Earlier, we concluded that the Merclanti are not conventionally sentient and cannot comprehend a spoken language. However, we have now determined that they can learn.
We can't make the Merclanti follow human thinking, so we have to try to follow their thinking. By mimicking the Merclanti ship's every move, a Federation ship can establish a rapport.
Intriguing ideas, but I find it impossible to think that any crew would attempt to try such a radical theory. So don't feel too badly if it's never actually tested in the field. Still, you do deserve some sort of commendation for such a unique graduation thesis. Dismissed, cadets.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And with that, the door closed on a year's work. Time for the final mission before graduation. Cadet's log. Finally, it's graduation day. Mom and Dad arrived this morning and commencement was a blast.
And it is my honor and privilege to award Cadet David Ross Forrester with the Commandant's Award of Meritorious Service and the Starfleet Call of Duty Award. Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander Forrester.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
Thank you, sir.
You've done brilliantly, Lieutenant. must say I'm impressed. I've never seen a whole team of cadets turn down their postings to continue serving with their training captain.
Congratulations, David. You've drawn a full bridge crew for your mission.
My mission, sir?
We're giving you a chance to test your Merclanti theory in the field.
You'll patrol the neutral zone for 2 weeks looking for the Merclanti. And you have a field promotion to captain.
Thank you, sir.
Captain Kirk thought that your Merclanti simulation deserved more than just a commencement award.
She's been in dry dock for 6 weeks, and she needs someone to put her through her paces.
The Enterprise? I don't know what to say, sir.
And just have her back by midnight and don't scratch the paint.
Captain, the Enterprise is hailing us. We have permission to come aboard.
Sturt right over here. Ensigns Corin and Acton. What the hell? Ensign McGee? Communications?
Aye, sir.
Mr. Brady? Engineering's right over there.
Thank you, sir. I can't believe this. I've been studying this all my life.
We've heard that before. Mr. Forrester. The command chair.
Aye, sir.
Go on, Captain. Take her out.
Helmsman, impulse power.